Alright, hello, this is Jeff Scott with a third assignment from the second set of programs for the 152-149 Secure Programming in C class. We're now going to use the palindrome program as a starting point to write a program that lets the user enter a string and then prints the string backwards. Well, it said you're not allowed to use a for loop, but you really can use one, as long as you use pointers and arrays in here, and that's what I've done. All right, save the program output to a file. I didn't do this. Any of these assignments that are asking you to, if you want to do something to a file, I'm not doing it. I'm going to expect you to do it, but I'm not doing it. All right. So let's just start. So I've got my include files, and I will pound include stdio.h and string.h. Alright, hit enter a few times here and move this up. Let's have our constant. We'll use the same one we had used. We'll pound define max message length, and I'm going to make it 81. So that'll be 80 characters, 80 chars for string plus the \0 character. Alright, so let's have main. Void main. Alright. Char. We'll set up a thing, we'll just call it string because that's what it is. And it'll be of max message length size. So in other words, that's the longest, the biggest that it can be. And we'll just call that that'll be our inputs. Input string. All right. And then we're going to have another thing that we're just going to call max len, because it'll be our max length. And that's going to be equal to this minus 1. In other words, you can really enter in up to 80 characters because the 81st character has to be saved the 81st character has to be saved for the \0. So actual string length without the \0. Alright, and that should have been an int, not an in. Okay. Next, I'm going to have character pointer. Just call it PTR. And we'll point that to the string. Remember, character pointer to string. There, I don't want to say ampersand string because that's already the equivalent of being a pointer. All right, we'll have another variable here we'll call length. We'll set that equal to 0. And we'll just say that that'll be the length of current string. And we'll have one more variable, another int that we'll call, which I like to call LCV, which again we'll set equal to 0. And that will end up being our loop control variable. Okay? Alright, so printf. Let's pretty it up a little bit. So we'll say enter a string between 1 and %d characters. \n. Yeah, we won't put anything there. We'll just let them enter it right on the line. That sounds good. And that will be max len. In other words, that should come up and say enter a string between 1 and 80 characters. So let's check that out right now and see if that indeed is working. Somehow I got to close this, but I don't know how. So CL reverse dot C. Reverse between 1 and 80 characters. Good. It's not doing anything more than that because we haven't told it to. So that's okay. All right. Now, when I first started doing this, I wanted to do a scanf. But scanf basically stops whenever it sees a blank line. So there's a thing called gets, which basically means get a string. So I'm going to say gets followed by string. All right. And that'll allow me to get a string. And then I'm going to set the length of that string equal to strlen, which is one of the string length functions that's defined in string.h of string. And I'll do a printf. I'm not done yet, but the length of the input string was %d \n, and that'll be length. So again, as I am writing this, I'll run it once in a while so we can see if indeed it's working the way that we want it to work. Whoops, I don't want to do that. Come on. All right. So reverse, enter a string between 1 and 80 characters. So I'll just put in hello world, which is about 11 characters or something like that. The length of the input string was 11. That's good. Okay. We're about half done. All right. Now I want to say if the length was greater than the maximum length that we're allowed to have, I don't want you to be able to continue because we've told you to enter between 1 and 80 characters. So I'll say printf max length exceeded. How about max length of %d characters exceeded? And that's, of course, what was the maximum length? That would be maxlen, because that's how many we said. No, that actually is the most we can have in there. Yeah, is maxlen. Yeah, because 80 characters. All right. So if that's the case, then we're going to say printf, and we'll say program terminating now. Something like that. We'll give it a couple more \ns. So if they exceed the length that we told them they could have, we're going to stop. And we have to actually stop the program. Let's just do an exit 0. Now that actually is a natural exit, and technically what we just did there was not a natural way of ending, but we'll just keep it like that because that's really okay. So print out string in reverse. All right. First setup pointer. Okay, so for I want to say LCV equals 0, but I think, yeah, I already set it up there, so I don't have to say it again. I could type in LCV equals 0, but that'd be superfluous. In other words, it was in there already. So I'll just say for this, and while LCV is less than length, LCV plus plus, and we'll say pointer plus plus. So we're going to be moving the pointer along too. All right. Now we can save this and run it. And first let's try it. And it says between 1 and 80 characters, but let's just put in where we know we have more than 80 characters. I'll put in, you know, it's counting here, so I don't know how many that is, but I would guess that's more than 80. All right, the length was 192, max length of 80 characters exceeded, program terminating. Good, that's what we wanted. Okay, so that's good. I would need a line break in there, but that's no biggie. So, line break. All right. Now let's try it, and let's make sure that we don't put in more than 80 characters. I think we just run reverse again. We haven't changed anything. All right, so hello. The length is 5. Okay, we haven't told it to do any more than that, and that's correct. So we're ready to go in now and actually print out our stuff. So we set up the pointer. Now we want to say length equals LCV. Okay? And let's printf the string in reverse, something like that. And we're going to do that inside of a loop. So we'll start up another for loop here. And now, well, the pointer is going to be at the end of the loop, our pointer. And that end of the loop is the \0. So we want to subtract 1 from that. So while the length is greater than 0, means we still have stuff we want to do. Length minus minus, I think this is going to work. Printf, and we're only going to print the single character, so %C, and we want the current contents of pointer. All right, then when we're done, we've got to move pointer along, so we say star pointer minus minus, okay, and that should take care of it, I think. And when we're all done, we can do a printf \n whoops, \n. So if we run it again, I could put this in a loop. I didn't ask you to do it, so, and return. So since I didn't ask you to do it, I guess I'm not going to do it. So that's the whole program. So let's see if it works now. All right. All right, so now let's run it. And now is the time for all good, I think there's less than 80 in here, people to come to the aid of their party. So the length was 69, there it is. That looks good. Let's try something simple, so let's put in hello world. So it should come back, and it should be what? DLROW space OLLEH. DLROWOLEHH. OLLEH. So that looks like it works. All right. So here's that program from the start. There's our comment at the top. No big thing there. Here are our include files. Move them up, I guess. Right here, found included stdio.h and string.h. There's our constant because we're only accepting up to 80 characters. Plus, we have to put the \0 on the end ourselves, okay? And that gets put on for us when we do the gets. So here's the entire program. We come in and we create our variables. There are 5 of them. We've got a character array of size 81 that's called string. That's going to hold a string, plus it's going to hold the \0 that's on the end, okay? We've got max length, which is really how long we can actually read in it. We've got a character pointer that's pointing to the string. We've got a length that we're going to use for the length of the string, and LCV for our loop control variable. So we say to enter a string between 1 and 80 characters, and then we read in the string. Then we get the length of it. Then we tell the user the length of it. If it turns out that the length was greater than 81 characters when we get done, we tell them the max length was exceeded, the program is terminating, and we just exit. if we get down to here, down to line 42, we've entered less than or equal to, after the \0, 81 characters. All right? So we fill up the pointer, so to speak, as far as what it's pointing to, and then we print it back out again. And that's the whole program. Now I should test it and do a couple more things. I should try 80 characters, 81 characters, and 82 characters. So I'm going to do that now, and if it all works, I think that the program is finished then. So reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. 61, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 70. 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80. That should work because we put in 80 characters. The \0 on the end, so we entered 80. There it is. So let's run it again, and this time we'll put in 81 characters, and it should fail because after the \0, we should have one too many characters. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 70, 1, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81. So this should fail. All right? Because of the \0, it's 82. Okay? So the maximum length was exceeded, the program terminated. Okay? And I actually like it better with the program terminating being on the same line as opposed to on different lines. So I'm going to get rid of this, but I will put a tab in there. Run it one more time. So I'm going to put it in something I know is too big, just so I get my message, so I can make sure that my message prints the way that it should. I can keep going, but that's plenty. 217 exceeded, program terminating now. Run it one more time. Jeff Scott comes back 10, and it's Toxfedge. Okay. So that's it. We have now gone through all three of the programs that you were assigned for the second programming assignment. All right, I'm doing these a little bit out of order, but by the time you come in on Monday, I should also have the first one done, which is the loan amortization program. Again, on these programs, if you're asked to do something with files, I expect you to do it, but I left it out. If you're asked to do something with pointers, all right, this one is pretty complete right now, except I didn't write the stuff out to a file. I will expect you to do that. So your assignment for part 2 said, first, write a C program that does the day number. I did this whole thing, everything, except I didn't put any pointers in it. So if you do it the way I did it, the max grade you can get is whatever would be for a C. All right? If you add your own pointers and you get it to work, then the max grade, if everything is fine and good, well, whatever, would be a B. All right. In this second example, same thing. I did not put any pointers in here. So if you do it basically the way that I did it, max grade is a C. All right? Otherwise, max grade is a B if you do put pointers in. For the last one, come on, Doggone it, now it's hung. Well, for the last one, on the end there, it said, use the palindrome program as we did in the class as a starting point. Write a C program that lets the user enter a string and then prints the string backwards. You can. I wish I wouldn't have put you're not allowed to use the for loop. You can use the for loop, but you can't just, literally, what I meant there was you couldn't just say, boom, just print it reverse, period. All right? Use separate functions. I didn't do that, so I guess I could go back and use separate functions. Save all the program stuff to a file. So if you add functions and you save your stuff to a file, you can get a maximum of a B. If you do it the way I did it, you can get a maximum of a C. If you have any questions, as always, please ask.